Oh, welcome in. It is the first day of March Madness. It is the round of 64. What's going on, guys? I am Mike Pendleton alongside our numbers guy for a reason. I can't even give him a full intro because, Rafael, you know how I work, man. It's quick and straight to the point. So we've got to get into our picks for this show. And if you're not familiar with how these premium pop-ups work, they're normally for premium members, but in honor of March Madness, we're giving it to every single person who can find us. And Rafael, the other thing that we love to do here on premium pop-ups is I like to do the most off-the-wall plays that Coach would strangle me for, but he's not here. So we are running the asylum today. First and foremost, before we bring up the picks, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, a little bit, madness going on right now. And this is my kind of my calm period because I mean, you get my emails of the prop bet, so I'm done with all this. And now I kind of get to enjoy some of the games, but at the same time, I have to play catch up with all the stuff that I didn't do because I was doing March Madness stuff. But I love watching the games all the way on to about 10, 11 o'clock our time tonight. So it's fantastic. Can't wait.
To make matters worse, you got to hang out with me. So just when you think the storm is settling, now you got to come in with me. All right, let's get into our picks here, Rafael. I'm just gonna get the two that are very important. The game tips off in 3 minutes. High point team total over 76.5. Rafael, we're gonna talk about it. Anyone who saw the thumbnail that we made for today's episode. You know where my heart is. You know who I'm looking at. So high point team total over 76.5 plus 100. And then I've got high point plus 5.5 in the first half. Why, Rafael? Because, well, we'll be here for it. A game we will not be here for, and this was by design. Arkansas first half minus 8.5 at a minus 110. I am all over the Razorbacks throughout this tournament. So very excited to see what they can do here. And a very interesting play for myself, Texas money line versus BYU. I know AJ DeBonsa is one of the best players in the country, but I think BYU is hampered by injuries. So I like the Longhorns on the upset. Rafael, you got two plays. What do you got?
Yeah, the first one I'm going, one of my favorite conferences. I've been following them forever. Give me St. Mary's, the Gales, minus 2.5. A very popular pick. I would grab this one really, really quickly because I do believe they're going to be probably one of the head bevy teams because they're playing Texas A&M, an SEC school. But let's just face it, St. Mary's, an all-raw, much better team. Texas A&M struggled to cover games. And this is going to be all about guard play and tempo of the game. And if St. Mary's can slow down A&M, and let them play their type of game, the Gales type of game. And I think it's a dead under game, and I think the Gales win this one at 2.5. There's already a couple of threes out there, and I've been talking to some books this afternoon. They said this one's probably going to be very popular game, so it wouldn't shock me if we see a 3.5. So grab the Gales now, and then give me Idaho Houston under 138. And I know you love the high point team total over 76.5. And I know a lot of overs right here, but the last 3 years, people, 65% of the games have gone under the total in the first round. And let me read a stat. 96 games the last 3 years have been played in the first round of the NCAA tournament. 63 of them have gone under the total. This TCU game right now looks like it's going to go under the total. So I might want to double pump the brakes a little bit on betting the overs. Usually Fridays are over games, Thursdays are under games too.
Well, here's the thing. When you've got a guy who's legitimately a three-point shooter, I heard the stat that King Lettuce gave
Oh,
out on the morning show
yep.
today. I think he's only made 4 career shots inside the paint, or at least 4 shots inside the arc this season. He's Chase Johnston is his name from High Point. I'm only on the over on the team total for High Point because I get a little Miami, Ohio vibes from this team, right? When you have a guy like that, I think the three ball is going to be coming early and often. And Raphael and if you guys are just catching up, what we have right now on the board, we've got TCU, Ohio State, Louisville, and USF, Nebraska and Troy. Nebraska blowing out Troy at this point at the half, and High Point and Wisconsin is set to tip off, 90 seconds from now. So we are going to get into all those games. We're going to maybe put in some live plays throughout the 90 minutes or so that we will be here, Raphael. So I'm super excited. But, when you fill out the brackets, and I didn't do what a lot of people, I think a lot of people like Coach thought I was going to fill out like 9 just so I had more opportunities to say, I was right, I was right. I filled out one. It was a complete homer pick. Coach Cal is going to win the tournament according to my bracket and the Arkansas Razorbacks. But it's always 12-5. That's always the favorite matchup we like to see of round 64 is what 12 seed can beat a 5 seed. So I thought, Raphael, there was no better 12-5 for us to really get the day started than the High Point Wisconsin game. Is this one of the more intriguing matchups for you today?
Ooh, today, yeah, I think there's one. I thought you were going to ask me about 12-5. Don't sleep on Northern Iowa tomorrow. Everyone thinks the Johnnies are going to go far. Northern Iowa's their pace of play is like watching five turtles play basketball. So keep an eye out for that one. But I can't wait to watch what's Texas BYU. I want to see what BYU can do. We have a star on the team. Can someone else help him out? If not, I think Texas blows them out. VCU, North Carolina. I'm really excited to watch that game. Do I see a lot of upsets today? No, but I do see upsets tomorrow.
Is there any specific update or upsets that you see tomorrow?
Uh, Akron over Texas Tech. I already mentioned Northern Iowa. What could be very interesting. Central Florida over UCLA. That's a possible one. I'm trying to. Oh, the Santa Clara over Kentucky. Like I said, I think the dogs can bark tomorrow.
All right. Well, we're going to keep everyone posted on all of those. I mean, look at this, Raphael. We got a 3 on the board from High Point already. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, one thing this is not Kiss Up Mountain. This is the truth. One thing I'm very fascinated with when it comes to you is just obviously your day-to-day job and making odds and all of that. You seem a lot happier during March Madness than you do when we're doing Super Bowl prop bets. It feels like when there's a tournament of 64 or 68, if you count the playing games, I would think that those are more hellacious for you than the Super Bowl. Why am I wrong?
I love the Cinderella stories that college basketball can bring, and I just hate the negativity that I'll even throw in the NFL, college football and NFL brings to us, especially college football. Like all the whole time when the new rankings would come out, this team doesn't belong here. This team doesn't belong here. Have we heard that once? As we're talking the brackets, have we heard that once from any media member or even our crew itself? We don't. It's so much joy of watching these kids play that could upset. And one of these days we will see an upset in college football. I'm not saying where the dominating teams like the SEC and Big Ten have been doing. I think one of these days we'll see, maybe a Mountain West team or something like that beat an SEC team. I'm not saying to win it all, but I'm just saying to win a playoff game. Heck, who would have thought we would have seen Indiana win a national championship in college football? But I just love the joy of what college basketball does. And I always loved when I worked in Vegas, it was so funny to watch these college kids spend all their parents' money with their credit cards coming because it's spring break now. So Vegas is all about spring break and they're making their $25 10-teamers and stuff like that. It was always fun and joyful to watch.
Raphael just licking his lips, getting all that money coming in on the boards there. Really quickly, want to give a shout out to our chat queen, Kimberly, holding it down for us this afternoon. Bruce, I will have Rafi answer your question here in a moment, and also Lady C, I guess, making sure I am actually doing the job I say I'm doing, right? I can't say, sorry, I can't put the dishes away or take the dogs out because I'm doing a show. Well, at least now I actually am doing. If you guys have any questions on picks, plays, if you want to throw out some upset specials for the day, we'll bring up our picks that we have periodically throughout this show. Want to thank each and every single one of you. But Raphael, you're up right away, man. Bruce on the board wants to know. He said, can he get 2 overs for the late games?
I'm looking at Kennesaw State Gonzaga. This would open up at 159. I bet the under at 159. It is now 151.5 in a couple books, and it's the late game. We could see this one keep on dipping down to under. This is not the same Gonzaga team we've seen in years past with their offense, a lot of defensive team. But if they blow out Kennesaw State, which I do believe they can, then I think this over hits. It could be something like a 90-60 type of game and the over goes up. So that's one of the ones I'm looking at, but I'm looking at a lot of unders, Bruce. I'm sorry. I already mentioned Houston under on the game. I have Houston team total under and this morning show. So I'm looking at Houston. I just think the type of play that they do, I think there's going to be a dead under game. So those are the ones two that I am looking at. And there's another over or Penn, Illinois is probably live at that total. I think this one goes over, but I've been really scarce on pulling overs out just on the stat that I said the last 3 years of round one. But that's something I might live bet because I think if Illinois gets hot on 3-point land, I might have to pull the trigger on the over.
Yeah, I really like that. And Bruce, I know normally you and others are going to Raphael because he is our numbers guy for a reason. But I want to give my input here, and I actually like the St. Louis Georgia game to go over. Raph, I love your idea of a live play in Illinois Penn because I think, and we've done a lot of these premium shows during football season, and how many times did we say this, whether it was college? We just need one team to carry us halfway there. If we think one team can carry us over that halfway point, definitely play the over. And right now on BetMGM, it's 151.5. So you're looking at about a 75, 76 team total there for Illinois. I absolutely think that Illinois can get there. I wouldn't be shocked to see them get to 80 or 90 tonight. And then if really you got to also look at something I mentioned earlier this week on Coach and Company, which is star power. And I look at that Texas BYU game, Raphael. If AJ DeMonta has a 30 or 40-point game, and shout out to Kimberly, I know she hates the Texas Longhorns right now. So, we'll put BYU over for a minute, even though the Longhorns are one of my best bets. I think if DeMonta gets at least 30 or 40, now you're looking at a 70-something team total if BYU can carry that. And that line's at 157.5 right now on BetMGM. So those would be my three plays in college for the tournament today. Updating a little bit here, we've got Louisville up 13, 24-11 with 8 minutes to go in the first. Troy just can't do anything against Nebraska. They're down 14 in the early parts of the second half. And Wisconsin out to a 10-point lead in the opening minutes. So that's where we're at now. And Raphael, Bruce also asking Jazz overs. The Jazz tonight play the Milwaukee Bucks. Your thoughts there?
Everyone thinks the Jazz is an automatic over win on the field. Yes, their defense sucks. There's no if, ands, or buts. But their last 10 games, only 5 of the games have gone over the total. The number's coming down. If it continues to come down, then I might take a shot at it. But I really don't have a feeling for it. I mean, I think they've only scored like 111 points against Minnesota. Their last game was against Sacramento on the road. They're coming back for, I think, a 4-game road trip. I usually don't like to bet overs when you're coming off a road trip because you sleep good on your home bed and now you have to play a game. You know what the offense is going to look like. But I understand why you're looking at the Jazz over.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game because we have an interesting situation with Giannis. And I know you guys talked about it on this morning's show, but let's talk about it here, just you and I here, Raf. I don't hate this decision by Giannis. Like we're missing this in 2026. We saw it with Max Crosby, and there are days where I almost just want to jump on camera and start yelling, right? Because that's number one, that's what I love to do, and number two, sometimes I feel very passionately about some of the topics that I'm not a part of. You saw Max Crosby say, "Yeah, I have a meniscus injury. We've got 2 or 3 games left. I'm playing it all the way through." And the Raiders were like, "No, we're shutting you down." What did we hear? He stormed out of the facilities. He wasn't talking to anybody. Then what happens? He gets traded in the offseason only to have that trade backed out by the Baltimore Ravens. Now he's a Raider again. So now you got to patch so many angles of that. Giannis was one of the biggest names brought up at this year's trade deadline. Good for Giannis, Raphael, for saying, listen, whether it's for myself, for the team, for the city of Milwaukee, or for my future, I don't want to sit out.
I couldn't agree more. And I didn't get to talk about this subject just because I don't know why. I wanted to throw a challenge flag because everyone on the panel, Coach, Peyton, and DG, all agree that he should be sitting down. No. What has been a storyline in the NBA pretty much all season long? Tanking and people not playing. You think Jordan, if he was on the Bucks, he would be like, "Hey, no, I'm going to sit out." No, Giannis is looking like, "Hey, you know what? People are coming to see me play, and I'm healthy, and I'm not going to play because my team sucks." No, I totally disagree. I think if he wants to play, go out there. He can get hurt not playing, or he can get hurt picking up his kid at home and blow out his back or blow out his knee. getting hurt. I don't want to hear, oh, you can get hurt, because you can get hurt any other way besides playing basketball.
Yeah, and I think if there was further risk to the injury playing on the court, that's one thing. That's
Well, yeah.
absolutely a completely different thing. I don't have to tell you, as someone from Chicago, the Derrick Rose story. When you come back from a sprained ankle too soon, people may not correlate this, but I was just getting started in the sports media business and actually did like a grand opening at a physical therapy brand. And the physical therapist was like, listen, depending on how they rehabbed his ankle, if they just focused on getting his ankle healthy, it doesn't surprise me he tore his ACL. And I'm like, that sounds crazy to me. Why? Explain that. And it's when you're in physical therapy at the NBA level, just because you have a specific injury at a certain spot on your body, you have to rehab your entire body to make everything fit right, catch up together. And so I didn't think about that. Now, obviously, I was, just coming out of school, but to have it explained like that. So if there's further risk for Giannis, you want to sit him, that's fine. But if this is a nagging injury that he would play through, if you guys were, I guess here's the point. If you guys were playing for a playoff spot and he would be playing, he should be playing right now.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Let him play. It's almost like the Bad News Bears. Let them play. Let them play.
That's it. And you hit it perfectly, Ralph. Like, you have it's load management. And tanking and load management have been the two worst words in the NBA over the past, I'd say, 5 years. And at what point, Adam Silver can threaten all these things. I'm going to take away the draft. I'm going to take away picks. Well, you're not going to do anything, first and foremost, Adam Silver. This guy was one of the most beloved commissioners in all of sports for quite some time when he first started off. Now I don't know. It's ass backwards, to be honest. So if I'm Adam Silver, I'm encouraging this from players. I'm encouraging this from franchises. And I may even go as far as to say, hey, Milwaukee, unless there's further risk, let the guy play.
The one thing I want to interrupt on this one is off topic. Can we have a camera shot on Peyton right now? Because now Ohio State's up 53-50. I would like to see his face expression right now.
Yeah. 4-point lead, for the Buckeyes.
The free throw line.
Yep. I'm going to say this, Ralph. I had a very, 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 very profitable day yesterday at the pay window, getting punched in the mouth right now. And that's okay, because for me, I like to break my day up. And obviously you're a lot different, so I feel like anything I say and try to compare it to you, you're just going to laugh at me. But I like to try to break my day up, especially when you have a field of 64, the first round. You're going to have these early games, then you're going to have your mid-afternoon games, your evening games, and your late-night games. That's 4 different slates for me to sprinkle some plays here and there. One of the plays that if I get wiped off the board early while we're doing this show, fine, because I feel like I can make it up for that Arkansas-Hawaii game. And Raphael, you're big on...
I was hoping you wouldn't bring me up on that one.
I'm bringing you up because you're big on logistics and on numbers. And I don't know if I'm crazy. I've been called crazy. I've been called a lot worse, especially here at the brand sometimes. But they're coming from Hawaii, and I know it's a neutral site game, but no one has to travel as much as Hawaii. So Arkansas should run away with this, right?
No. Hawaii just came. Hawaii was in Coach's backyard, UC Irvine, over the weekend, and beat them on their home court, the Anteaters' home court. Hawaii's a really, really good team. I'm not saying they're going to upset Arkansas. I'm not saying that, but they're going to hang around. I like them to cover this game. I think the Fighting Rebels can keep it close and keep this game, I would say, stressing, because I know that's your bracket winner right there. I would say Hawaii is a very, very live dog tonight.
Currently the line at plus 14.5 for the Rainbow Warriors. The West region. Now, I filled out a bracket, and with so many things going on the BTT Studios side, on the coaching company side, I don't know the exact location. So where's the first round of the West being played? Do you know?
The first round of the West? I think it's in San Diego, isn't it?
All right, well, that's not fair.
The Final Four, the Elite Eight's in San Jose. But most of the games are in San Diego and Portland. Oh, and then what the heck is St. Louis in the West for?
I mean, that would be great. That would be great for me. I'm gonna see if I can, because I want to figure out. Okay, nope, that's not it. Where is this game being played at?
Which one?
Oh, Portland. Yeah, it's in Portland.
Yeah.
So still a bit of a travel day. But now I don't feel as comfortable because Arkansas to Portland is not an easy trip. I don't even know how many airplanes are being flown out of the state of Arkansas these days, and I'm 20 minutes away. All right, well, listen, that doesn't go against my thought process here. If I'm Hawaii, I would rather, and you can't obviously bring the tournament there, but I'd be a lot happier playing home games and being able to sleep. I'm in my own bed. But if you're continuously on the road, as they will be, I mean, they're going to be one and done. I mean, they can cover, but they're going to be one and done. I'm a little disappointed that none of you at the brand have gotten behind me on the Arkansas Razorbacks.
I like them, but like I said, this could be a tough game for them.
Here's the thing, Raf, and I don't like to toot my own horn ever, ever. But I told you guys during football season that Prairie View A&M was the squad. They made it. They made it to a bowl game, right? Now they lost that bowl game in one of the best bowl games we saw all year in a multiple overtime. I got on the Miami, Ohio bandwagon very quickly, and I'll admit to hopping on that bandwagon. But I told you guys they would still make the tournament after the MAC. They did, and they beat SMU. I told you guys the Chicago Bears would be good. I told you guys the Boston Celtics. Do you get what I'm saying here, Raph? Like, I don't want to take too much credit, but I've been more right than wrong this year.
Being good and winning a chip is two totally different things. I mean, yes, you can have a 500 record and be good. I mean, I'll give you the Bears one because but people were thought they were going to be third in a division. I'll give you that one. Miami, Ohio. I still think Akron was the better. Is the better team. Like if they're right now in the bracket, they're playing each other. I'm taking Akron all day long on that one. But I'll give you Chicago, and just because on what everyone talked about before the season started.
I'll take it, and I'll take the Celtics as well. Who, by the way,
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say the Celtics.
if we get into it
Just
real quick, I mean, I know it was breaking news on this morning's show, but Raph, I don't know how much, if any, research you've done since the Cade Cunningham news has come out. I know the most recent release is he'll miss a minimum of 2 weeks with a collapsed lung. What does that do, if anything, to the race for the number one seed in the East and elevating the Celtics to win the Eastern Conference as a whole, Joe Mazzulla as Coach of the Year, and Jaylen Brown's MVP candidacy?
I mean, I think the longer he misses, I think MVP could be something that you have to really keep an eye out. I mean, they do play some weak teams in that 2 weeks, but I still think he's going to be out 3 to 4, just because I had that done to myself. And like I said, if this was an offensive lineman doing it or something, or bowler or something like that, but when you have to run, and how Cunningham plays his style of play, it's going to take him a while to get used to that. I mean, hopefully he does have a quick recovery. I'm not saying I don't want him to quickly recover, but at the same time, this is the NBA. Who would have thought Tatum would have came back so soon? He might. I mean, Cunningham might come back in a week, for all we know.
All right. Hey, listen, Jason Tatum is one of one, and Kimberly in the chat, our chat queen, saying a clock is always right twice a day. Well, you know what? I mentioned at least 5. Okay, so it might have been 5 times I was right over the course of 10 months, but that's one every 2 months. So if I'm right once every 2 months, then I'll take it. At least
I
I'm
mean, a
right.
perfect example is the Pistons are playing Washington tonight at Washington, and they're still 14-point favorites.
Yeah. I actually had, and I know I would get a severe head shake from Coach. Probably going to get one from you as well. But the book that I use, I really don't want to plug them, so I won't. And I know you can find this on other books, but the book that I use has made it very easy to find this little prop bet for these overmatched games, which is X team to win all 4 quarters. And Raphael, I mean, I am just a sucker. I am such a sucker for that at least once a night in the NBA, I go for it. Tonight I had the Pistons, and the moment that the Cade Cunningham news came out, I cashed out. I was like, give me the money back. I don't want that bet. I do not want that bet. But it's interesting because I thought there would have been some pretty significant line movement because one of the best players in the NBA is not on the court. And I think he severely changes the way the Pistons should be viewed.
If this was maybe November, I would say yes. Now we're in March. You pretty much have your rotation. You pretty much know your roles if you're a bench player or 4 out of the 5 starters on that. So I think they're still going to gel. They're going to play for him. They did make some nice, significant moves during the trade deadline, bringing in some scores, some 3-point shooting. So November, yes, the sky is falling. March 19th, just hang around, beat the Wizards, try to win as many games as possible.
Yeah, and the Wizards brought it to them the last time they played
Yep.
in Detroit, so definitely want to get their revenge there. All right, so we got to kind of lock in here. We've got 3, 10, and counting between TCU and Ohio State. We do not have a live feed into the Peyton's place over there at TCU. But maybe, just maybe, I'll reach out and try to get a live reaction to from Peyton on this game.
He ain't going to answer his phone.
Yeah. You know what? That's a great point because a lot of you guys, especially during the end of the season when the Chicago Bears were making all their comebacks and the playoff games and all that, a lot of you guys here at the brand were reaching out to me. Oh, I was getting back to you guys 6 hours later. I mean, the emotional high, the chaos that followed. Right now, Ralph, we've got at live numbers TCU plus 1.5 at a -115 on the money line, and Ohio State at a -110 on the money line. I mean, it's a pick 'em and it's a 1-point game.
Yeah, I would look at Ohio State just because and how dominating they've been in the second half. Talk about adjustments that they made at halftime to come back from this beatdown that TCU was doing in the first half. So getting only 1.5 and you're getting a plus money at that 1.5. Why would you take money line at 3 nickels when you can take 1.5 and get plus 124, 125, depending on what your book is offering? Nothing to do with this Nebraska Troy game. I mean, this is just a beatdown. I mean, here's another one. A game probably going to go under the total. Right now, the live total is 138.5. So there's another dead under game, and we're looking at maybe keep an eye out for South Florida. I know they're down by double digits still, but if you can get a high number like 8, maybe 9, then I might take a shot at that.
Yeah, Chat Queen is saying South Florida is making some noise right now. I want to make some noise at South Florida because let's go. I have them, I believe, in my bracket, in my slip for the day. I mean, I need the Bulls to step up. I just don't believe in Louisville being without their top player. So we obviously, it's a little different, these premium pop-ups, because in football, we're able to watch the game. It slowly just kind of, levels itself out. And basketball being such a sport and a game of runs, South Florida's down 10 right now, and I'm like, sky is falling, right, Raph?
Well, Saturday and Sundays for live pop-ups during March Madness because you only have 2 games going. Like Thursday and Friday, you have pretty soon we're going to have all 4 games going in all 4 regions, and it gets a little hectic by that. But I would say like Saturday and Sunday, Sweet 16, when you only have 1 or 2 games going, you can do a lot more live betting and do more interactive. Because let's face it, everyone's trying to get another TV in their living room or their bedroom to try to watch all 4 games.
Yeah, shout out to all the TV services that offer multi-view, like myself and YouTube TV, because I've got all 4 games on. Coming up here shortly, we will have the tip-off between Siena and Duke. And Ralph, is this not just a case of how much the Blue Devils win by?
It's the case where I just want points scored in the first half because you know what I get Siena team total over 23.5. The more I looked at that, and the more I researched that when I was preparing for this morning's show and all that, I'm like 23.5. I mean, it's probably a sucker bet, but Duke is going to control the tempo. Duke's going to want to probably not make it a stagnant half-court game. Duke's going to want to put the pedal to the metal early so they can maybe start resting people in the second half. So I just think we're going to see a lot of points scored in the first half, maybe the second half under.
So I get a lot of alerts, from all the apps that I have on my phone, and a lot have been about March Madness and specific little nuggets and not as great as your inside info. But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this a very chalky tournament? it feels like a lot of the numbers have come in and heavily favoring the favorites, to begin March Madness. And I think that changes the narrative. But am I correct on that? That this is a very chalky tournament?
Yeah, I mean, to look at some of the point spreads. Look at Duke's point spread. Look at the 5 and 12 point spreads. So it is kind of chalky. That's what makes it fun because we can maybe one upset can throw the wrench on it, and that's what everyone's going to talk about. Not just look at all the like last year, all the number one seeds were just dominating college basketball. So we just need one upset. Now, is it Siena? Probably not. But I want to say, I don't know if you saw this today. DraftKings accepted a bet. Moneyline bet Duke, $250,000 just to win 25,000.
What is the
Or no,
point of
500. I'm sorry, it's $500. 250,000 on the money line of Duke just to win $500.
You know what that is, right? That is owning a Lamborghini and driving through the Walmart parking lot. You get nothing out of that. You just have people who hate you because you're able to make that money. And because, by the way, if you're driving a Lamborghini in a Walmart parking lot and someone crashes into you,
You
idiot.
deserve it.
Right? So if Siena, I mean, I'm not here to say Siena will, right? But if Siena pulled off the upset, guess what?
Oh,
You
so
deserve
funny.
it. You deserve it. I know it's one of the best wrestling chants in the pro wrestling business, but I would 100% be on the table chanting "You deserve it" when you make that kind of bet. Having been worked in the business for so long, Raphael, are you under that same mindset of this makes no sense? What are you doing?
Yes, when I worked at MGM and all that, we had one guy. I think he's in jail now, to be honest with you, for other things than betting. He would come in and bet every boxing card, every UFC card, and he would take every -$3 and higher, have a 4 or 5 teamer, and money that me and you won't make for a while, put money on that. And some days he lost, because in the MMA world, some days the heavy favorite gets punched in the mouth or gets tapped out or tries to go for a takedown and takes a knee to the face. Anything can happen in an MMA world. So there's some days that I would find out that he owed markers all over the strip because he was betting those parlays, and that one guy lost, and now he has to pay those markers off. So some days the clock doesn't hit the same number twice, as Kimberly says, because sometimes it may hit 12 o'clock, but midnight maybe the watch broke and it didn't hit 12.
Right. How about this? Now I'm trying to bring up a few of these nuggets just because I think they're fun and they'll be interesting for us to talk about. How about, and this is according to FanDuel through Bleacher Report betting, number one overall seed Duke has more tickets on them to miss the Final Four than any other team. Is that just going against popularity, going against the favorite
No.
here? Why do you think people are out on Duke?
Duke's always been a hated school just because of their past. The Hurleys, Christian Leitner, and stuff like that. People hated that Duke. They still hate Duke because of those teams. That Grayson Allen from what is he playing? Milwaukee? No, he's in
Yeah.
Phoenix right now.
Yep.
They just hated those Duke teams. So I understand, it's sad to say because you know who's one of the nicest guys in the league and in person was Grant Hill.
Yes.
He gets labeled the Duke hater because he went there, but he's one of the guys, and I feel bad for him.
I'm going to throw a couple more out here. Then we're going to really turn our attention to TCU and Ohio State because there's about less than 90 seconds. How about this? 80% of bets on Houston at minus 23.5. 72% of bets on Duke minus 27.5. 70% of bets on Michigan State minus 15.5. This is the one I love. 68% of bets on BYU minus 2.5. We'll all find out together why that's horns up. Sorry, Kimberly. And 66% of bets on Arkansas minus 15.5. So at least 66% of the population are smart riding with the Razorbacks. And the other one I really want to get your thoughts on, Raf. Just a reminder that UConn has covered in every tournament game in the last 3 years. I mean, that's got to be a remarkable run, is it not?
Yeah, but I think their last 33 games in the tournament, they've only covered 11 games against the spread. Excuse me. But one thing I want to mention, what you said about 68% and stuff like that, you have to be very careful when you're looking at those numbers because some of those numbers are either tickets written or just overall money. So if you say, I'll use an example. So if 10 bets come in and 9 of them are $25 and $50 bets. But only one of them, let's say, it was a $5,000 bet. It's still gonna. They're still gonna look at those 9 other bets and not the dollar amounts. They're still gonna say, "Ooh, only this one was higher than that one." So you have to really be very careful because some of those numbers could be misleading.
And that's why I credit the source, and that's why we have you to bring clarity to those numbers. Because the numbers are fun and they're fine. It doesn't matter, right? They just make for interesting. Like sometimes I feel some of these social media places like to put together either these crazy slips. I know some places have gotten in trouble because you'll have the most obscene like touchdown player, right? And everyone's like, "Well, who had that guy and this team to win?" Oh, wow, we found one person in the universe. And it's like no one had that. You guys photoshopped that. So we've seen places like that get in trouble. But Raf, we've got 64-61. Let's lock in here. 40 seconds left for Ohio State and TCU. And USF and Louisville coming down to the end of the first half. Ohio State just tied the game. So now we have a 64-64 all. What do we think Peyton Lodge is doing right now?
Hiding nails, maybe. It is. Well, he's in our time zone, Central Standard, so it's 1:22. Maybe drinking already. Maybe didn't go to. Oh, he's in spring break. He told us. So yeah, he's drinking right now. Yeah.
I can't see King Lettuce as a drinker. I can't see him taking.
I don't see him as a heavy drinker. I don't see him as a. I can see like a cocktail with, at dinner with the guys.
No, you're not having dinner at 1:20 in the afternoon. At least I hope not, Peyton.
Well, maybe he's eating some wings.
That's very true. That's very true. All right, South Florida down 8. The Ohio State TCU game is in timeout. 30 seconds left. Raf, as someone who is on USF, and I know there's only 26 seconds left, should I still have a little bit of confidence or hope if they're down by 10 at halftime, or does it need to be under 10 come halftime?
I would say it doesn't matter because what did we see with TCU and Ohio State?
Very true.
TCU was dominating the first half, and now we're tied up with 25 seconds left. And I'm trying to pull up what the odds was with any Thursday games go into overtime because I know I had that prop bet.
Yes, yes. If you can track that down, please get that for us, and I will keep everybody posted here on the TCU Ohio State game. So we have a 26.3 seconds left on the clock, 22 seconds left on the shot clock. Both teams at 64. Now, Raf, true or false, you want TCU to hit a 3 here, then Ohio State hit a buzzer-beating 3, so we can have say it with me, 6-7 overtime game. Let's go. Listen, it hasn't completely died yet, and I think we're the last brand of people still carrying it.
Probably. I would say we're probably the last.
But it was so fun during college basketball season when you'd have like elementary school day at these colleges and the kids are going crazy when the teams would hit that number.
Yeah.
TCU is going to hold wisely for the last shot as low as they can in the shot clock. Driving in, kicking it out. Man, I really want the 3 here. Not going to get it. I don't even know if they're going to get the shot off. They do. 4.1 left on the clock. Right. All right. So, obviously, I'm here. So, a lot of the things I would have loved to do in my life, I wasn't good enough to do. Coaching basketball is one of them. Several reasons. I've been known to fly off the handlebars once or twice. I can get mouthy with people, right? I can snap at a referee. I did so in high school to the point where I was having pregame conversations with referees about, hey, tone it down today. But also, no one's going to take orders from a basketball coach who's 4'2". And I'm not 4'2", but, the point remains. I absolutely hate when you have a tie game, and I get it, by any means necessary. Maybe it's my anxiety, but I absolutely hate seeing a team go for 2 with like 4 seconds left because now a 3 loses you the game.
It doesn't. It doesn't really. Well, first of all, the tempo of the game is an under game, so it's not like these two teams are lighting up on a three-point land. So you could have to look at that as an aspect. You have 4 seconds to bring the ball down to try to look for one. I'm looking at this game. I'm like, shoot, how many for a buzzer beater and for a Thursday game was 8-1. So I'm like, no, I don't want a buzzer beater for that one. So I look at games totally a different exact number of games and go to overtime in a tournament. One right now is plus 450. So if this one goes into overtime, you're sitting pretty with a plus 450 ticket. So I kind of look at games totally different than most people
Well,
do.
and here's my point. There's 4.3 left on the clock, and Ohio State is taking it out of bounds on the other side of the court. Baseline to baseline, they're going to have to go. So there's only one thing you can do, and that's shoot a three, and that's what we're getting a half court heave. Do we get a buzzer beater? We don't. The TCU Horned Frogs are advancing. I believe that is our first official
First,
result of March Madness. The Buckeyes are out, the Horned Frogs or Horny Toads. So shout out to our Big Tommy C and to King Lettuce. What a game from TCU. Few updates. USF is down 10 at halftime to help me out. Oh, Louisville. And then Troy down 25 with 5 minutes to go against Nebraska. Raf, the other conversation I wanted to have with you is looking at a round and an opening day in which there are so many heavy favorites. You look at Nebraska, right? A school that has never won a NCAA tournament game. Well, they're a 4 seed, so they should be expected to win. It makes for a great conversation, but when you talk about some schools just want to get in and get out, get the win and move on, they're highly the better team. I would argue another point, there's going to be players who get in during a 25, 30-point blowout that would have probably never seen the court in March Madness, and those kids aren't going to take it easy. So do you think we will see more scores ran up during March Madness? I know your stat about today, but overall, when you're getting kids who may not get an opportunity to get back on that court, do you think we'll see teams run up scores?
well, that stat I said earlier, the ones that did go over were double-digit favorites. So this is a perfect example. We could see Michigan, any of the number ones. This one right here was at 115. This one's going under again. But what you're looking at it, yeah, I can see that like Siena and Duke. I can see that maybe if Duke's up by, let's say, like you maybe put a century mark on them. You don't think there's Siena kids off the bench who maybe never got, hey, I scored 2 points against Duke? You don't think they're going to still run plays and jack up threes because they're open? So, in your point, yes, I could see totals going over for that reason. And then, of course, you have overtime that can go over.
And then in 2026, you always got the thing we love talking about here at the brand the most, which is transfer portal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your team, you may play for Siena and your team may get blown out by 45 points, but you somehow drop 17 off the bench and you went 5 or 6 from 3? All right, maybe I'm a school in the MAC. Maybe I'm Miami, Ohio, and I need to replace my guys who will leave this year. So I'll look at somebody from Siena. There's all these little tidbits that I don't think enough people look at that could help influence the way games go. We do have a live bet. I'm going to bring them up here once again so everyone can see them on the screen. Well, not a live bet, but our picks for today. High point team total from myself is over 76.5. Raf, we're at 36 for high point with 2 minutes.
It's a good number. I like your play right now. It's a close game, so it's not like a blowout where and stuff like that. So the closer game you have, it's going to be playing harder. So that's a great number. It's a great play you have right now as you're looking at it.
Well, you know what? It's been quite some time, Raf, since you and I have done one of these, which means it's been quite some time since I've been able to hit this alert. And with 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes to go, you know what we got here. Is on the screen, you see right here, one of my picks for the show today is high point first half plus 5.5. And Raf, I got to tell you, down by 3 with 90 seconds to go. We're going to sweat this out together.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I do like that you feel good about the over 76.5, which by the way is a plus money play.
Yes, that's what that's probably the main reason why I do like that play. It's a nice plus money play. We have a close game right now. This is what you need. This is why give me March Madness over college football playoff, because some of the college football playoff games, some of these teams are already down double digits, and you want to watch something else. Right now, we have some great games. With TCU upset, they were the underdog. High Point hanging around. Granted, yeah, Nebraska's beating Troy, but I mean South Florida. There's only halftime. We've seen what TCU has done. I mean Ohio State, what they did, coming back in the second half and making a game for themselves. So we have good games going on. Besides one, I'll throw away Nebraska Troy. I think didn't someone like Troy today in the show?
I don't remember. I got so entrenched with all that was going on at the brand and then getting this show. And thank you, obviously, for joining me today, because couldn't do it tomorrow because I have some MMA business to attend to during the day as PFL is in Madrid.
Boo!
PFL's in Madrid, Spain, Rafael. I mean, who doesn't want to spend a Friday afternoon?
You could go to Spain tomorrow?
Yeah, I wish. Could you imagine that phone call? Hey, coach, I know I'm on schedule for the show tomorrow, but funny thing, I'm in
Can you
Madrid.
imagine you doing it outside of Spain? Like just like outside, like you're in Spain. That'd be kind of cool.
Well,
You gotta think about ratings.
I've never left the country, so I don't. Yeah, yeah.
Is
I
Lady
don't.
C is Lady C watching right now? I know she was in the chat earlier.
I hope not. All right.
Take this
Well,
take this guy out of the States. Vacation. Take him out. No kids
I mean, I was
involved
like, get
either.
this guy the hell out of here. Get
No
him out.
kids. Just you two out of the country.
All right, don't say it too loud because then she's gonna come home today and go, so where are we going? But right now, Raph, we have halftime, Wisconsin and High Point, and we got a cash. So we're gonna look here. We've got High Point first half plus 5.5. There was a reason I played it, and it wasn't just because of my confidence. It was because we were doing the show live, and I wanted at least to get that play in. So 1-0 so far on the board.
I'm gonna throw out a play right now. I'm gonna put a
Go ahead,
play,
go ahead,
a
go
live
ahead,
bet
go ahead.
right now. Give me Wisconsin now. I'll take Wisconsin second half. On this one, they were 10.5 point favorites, only up what 2 at halftime. You figure adjustments. They finally got to see what High Point is all about. I'll take Wisconsin second half at -7.
All right,
Oh, now 7.5. I'll take 7.5.
I will mark that down. I'm just a little perplexed because right now on BetMGM you've got, and I know what you're gonna say. So before you rip my head off, let me just acknowledge the fact that I know what you're gonna say. But right now on BetMGM at halftime for both games, South Florida is a plus 300. The spread at plus 7.5. High Point is down 2. The spread is at plus 7.5, and High Point is a plus 340. Raphael, make it make sense.
This is where a lot of people are like, why does it make sense? They're looking at what they already have in the pool already for this game. So why, if you're up, if no matter what, I can guarantee you a lot of people bet Wisconsin on this. Why throw away the house already when you have one side lopsided as it is? So now you're just protecting what you have already in the game, and you really know what your customers are doing right now. So if you think there's a Wisconsin crowd or a dog crowd, then protect the house at halftime.
All right, well, I like to be crazy, as you know. So as you were talking, I went ahead and put in a couple actual plays on both of those games. So what I did, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts, because I know I'm just going to get absolutely obliterated from you. At some point you just want to win, and right now, Raf, that's where I'm at. I just want to win. So I took each. I've got your favorite word going here. I've got parlays going. I've got High Point with the points, USF on the money line, and then vice versa. And those are two separate slips. So one team to win, one team to cover. Then I got both teams to win, and then I got both teams to cover. You can call me an idiot, you can call me crazy, but yesterday, I'm coming off of a perfect day yesterday on the show. I'm coming off of a pretty good day personally for my slips in the playing games yesterday. And it was about this time. It was around halftime when Miami was up against SMU, and I was like, wait, still plus money? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna ride with them. So we know that you are a genius with the books, Raf. We also know
I'm a genius.
I kind of fit the general public and the college kids that you used to love taking the money of. I can see you lighting up because you're like, man, I wish I could have taken Mike's money all the damn time. But part of the reason why I do this as well is to have you also play devil's advocate. Because if I am representing the general public or those that are chasing the nice win, I like to bounce it back to you on why these are the dumbest plays ever.
Well, you said the P word first. We'll start it off right there. And everyone knows I have a twin brother, and he's just like you. Parlay, wants to bet every game that he's watching and stuff like that. And it's fine if you're just a novice bettor, $5, $10, that's fine. But if you really want to, like, maybe make a little extra cash, or I have a birthday coming up, or stuff like this, or you're really watching it and looking at the board, then you have to be smart with that money. Because if you're not, then just give me your $5 and I'll flush it down the toilet, and we can both watch it go down in circles. But if you're just a guy that's like, I just got done working 10-hour shifts, tired, the kids are in bed, the wife's watching reality TV with the coach, then yeah, put your $5, $10 bet and just relax. But if you really want to be invested and you really want to do something, add some extra cash, and you have to study, you have to do your stuff and look at lines. This is the stock market in sports. This is not sports gambling. I keep on telling people the stock market was been around forever. Before gambling was novice. I mean, we had bookies back then, but now we're such mainstream. You have to look at like the stock market. What are you doing now when you're driving? You're looking for the cheapest gas price right now. Are you going to the one? Oh, I'm going to go to Chevron. Are you going to pay $4 or are you going to pay $3.80? Same thing when you're doing a sports bet. Are you going to take 7 or are you going to take 6.5 or 6? Oh, but my book only has 7. You can sign up to a million books now these days. Why would you take 7 when there's 6s out there?
I couldn't have said it better myself because I couldn't have said it better myself because that's why you are here. And here's the thing. You mentioned novice betting, and yes, that is me. I'll be very, very transparent. A $10 bet scares me sometimes, right? Like I'm good, but then there's the wins, and I think you've probably heard this conversation 150,000 times over the course of your career. Or I'll look at Lady C, and I'm sure you've had plenty of men you've heard talk to their significant other like, wow, this was a great bet. Could you imagine if I put an extra 100 on this? Right? And it's like, then you always hear the significant other and Lady C, in my case, go, yeah, and if you would have lost, do you know what I would have done to you for losing that extra 100? So, I mean, that's the game we play, right? And that's the beauty of it.
Professional bettors used to tell me this all the time when I have great conversations. If you really want to do this seriously and try to bring it, then that's when money management comes in. So, like, okay, let's say, all right, March Madness is here. I'm going to start betting, not parlays and all that. I'm really going to take that. Take $100 and you only bet $5 to win $5.50, or $5.50 to win $5, or just to win $5 on your bets. And you don't have to bet every game. You're like, you know what? I only like one game today, or I only like 2 games today. You don't have to bet every game on the betting board or every TV game. You take your spots, you look at stuff, you read stuff, you ask people for advice, you see what the numbers are moving, if they're not moving. And only bet that 1 game or 2 games. Oh, because if you bet 3 games, I could have parlayed that. Okay, what if you only went 2 out of 3? If you went 2 out of 3, you lost your parlay. But if you went 2 out of 3 and bet $5.50 to win $5, you're still having a winning day. You're putting the covers over your head when you go to bed, and you had a winning day instead of going 2 for 3 out of a parlay.
Beautifully said, my friend. Now here's the only place I'm going to push back. I have tried to reach out to friends and people that I respect in the business, but you don't text me back. So when I'm looking for advice every single night in the NBA or in college,
you could text me.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. I would, but you know what? Sometimes, as I'm sure you know, sometimes it's best to let the people you work with or support or you're friends with, sometimes they got to figure it out on their own. And, Listen, I love because of not even on the sports betting side, right? If we just talk about the transition phase we've had at Coach and Company, where we're talking more narratives, more storylines, more opinions, more all that, more entertainment value, and less betting. I love that side, so I'm watching more games consistently, which might lead me into a bonus rant that I would love to hear your take on. But the problem with me is because I'm doing so many small plays, a couple bucks here and there, I love doing it on the games I can watch on TV. Here's the problem. I have every streaming service and every league package, so I can watch every single game. So at the end of the day, plays are coming in consistently on any game possible for me. But Raph, I do want to get away from betting for a second. And currently, right now, Nebraska won. Nebraska won. High Point and Wisconsin are at halftime. Siena and Duke, I think, they're about 8 minutes away from tip-off. So we will keep you guys updated on that. Raph, over the past week, 2 weeks, I've been watching a lot of NBA, and I love her. I respect her. I think she's earned the job she has at ESPN. I think I'm out on Doris Burke. First and foremost, let me go back to last Sunday, I believe it was, when the Thunder were playing. I forget who they were playing, but they were struggling all game, and SGA was struggling to hit his 20-point plateau to keep that streak going. And the way she was talking about SGA, like this record was life or death. He's already broken the record. And she's like, he has 10 assists, just 1 turnover. He can't make any shots from the field, but the basketball gods are rewarding him. Doris Burke, we're talking about a regular season game and a record he's already broken. It's not that serious. And then last night, I'm watching the Celtics game. And just some of the weird comments. Very weird comments coming out of Doris Burke. Jaylen Brown's at the free throw line, and I get it, right? You want to talk about the maturation of somebody's game as a player, how they've grown into their NBA body and all that. And she goes, but look at his shoulders. I mean, look at Jaylen Brown's shoulders. You see him at the free throw line, and his shoulders just show how much of a complete player. And I'm like, I don't see that when I see his shoulders. Doris? I see a grown-ass man playing a grown-ass game in the NBA. I'm curious when commentators, and I don't know with 6 TVs how many times you listen to commentators in your office, but have we reached a point in today's society where sometimes these conversations just go off the rails?
They do, and I would probably say 50% of the time, my TV that's on sound, I have the sound coming out of one of my computers with the local station calling the game, not the TV station, because sometimes I just don't like the ESPN, ABC, and I mean in football it's even worse because sometimes I can't stand the announcer where who he loves. Something like Curb Street, I think he's great on game day, but calling a game, I think sometimes he just shows his emotion. He can tell you what Ohio State player is doing at the time that he's calling a game. So 9 times out of 10, I'm listening to the local station. So if I know, example, if I'm watching an OKC game, you know what? I'm going to find it on the local station, their radio station on my computer, and put that sound on and just listening it through my computer.
We've got some new names in the chat, Raphael. Rich says, hoping South Florida comes back. They can't play any worse. And as I'm veering off, just looking at some of the highlights, seeing a lot of deflections, tip passes, steals, and fast break points for South Florida. And if they're not, and I hate being this guy, I truly do hate being the box score watcher, because as you know, box scores never tell the complete story, but they do kind of angle for specific narratives. So I'm going to bring it up here in just one moment if this website's going to allow me to. That would be very kind of them. So if you look at the team stats here, I mean, they're shooting 29%. They're shooting 6% from 3, but Louisville's got 10 turnovers. And USF has 6 fast break points. They've got more points in the paint. So with all that being said, Raph, I'm with Rich. Like, I feel like when you're shooting 6% from 3 and 29% from the field, this eventually has to turn around, and it's going to be at least a closer game. Would you believe that?
Well, but look at it with the rebounding. 27 and 17. You're getting out rebound by 10. So you're not getting second chance points. And if you're missing that many threes, you should have at least a couple second chance points if you're not making the 3 points, but you're getting out rebound. So yes, I think we see a different type of game in the second half, just how we saw with TCU and Ohio State. So it's not over yet for the Bulls.
No, it is not. And you just look at there's a discrepancy of 6 made 3 pointers from Louisville compared to USF. You do the quick math there. That's 18 points, and it would be weird to say if South Florida just kept pace from three, they'd be up 8 right now. And so that leads into your conversation earlier about what Ohio State had done to come all the way back against TCU, even though the Horned Frogs got the job done. So I am with you, Rich. And then shout out to another new person here, JG. Guys, also, by the way, this is a premium pop-up. But in honor of day one for March Madness, we made it free for every single one of you. We're going to do them more. We have picks that we gave out earlier because there's new names. We'll bring them back up on the board. But $7 a month, you'll have the opportunity to sit in here with Raf and I, and sometimes maybe a few other people from the brand. But Raf, I have tabbed you as the guy to join me on these when we are both able to do them. And that $7 a month to become a premium member is going to pay for itself. We've got a great merch store. Who knows when we do giveaways on the morning show. So one cash ticket will pay for the premium membership. And sometimes we have so many great people as part of our community. Sometimes you'll just have memberships gifted out among those of you in the chat. So JG, welcome. I want to address both comments from him. He said, got Siena Duke loaded up to watch that Siena first half over 24.5. It is so crazy.
I moved numbers. It was 23.5 this morning.
You know what? I think a We Move Numbers t-shirt should be next on deck for a merch store item. Also said he's sweating a High Point and Wisconsin under 162.5. I don't ever want to disagree with any new members in the chat or anybody joining us for the first time. But JG, here are our picks from earlier in the day. I've got the team total of High Point over 76.5. We've cashed that second ticket, High Point plus 5.5 in the first half. You see there, Razorbacks minus 8.5 in the first half, and then Texas money line versus BYU. Raphael, go ahead and give us a refresher on your two plays.
St. Mary's minus 2.5 and Idaho Houston under 138. JG, you have the under 162.5. You're still sitting nice because if Wisconsin takes control of this game and shuts out High Point or vice versa, then I think we see it under second half. You got 162.5. The live bet right now is 166.5. It's only 4 points. We can see totally a better defensive game because none of them are lights out. High Point is not hitting a three ball at all, and Wisconsin is not the biggest three ball shooter. So you're going to probably see more twos coming out of Wisconsin, their style of play. So I think the under is still a good play.
Yeah, leave it to me to try to hype up High Point as a 3-point shooting team, and they've made 6.
Yeah.
And Chase Johnson has 1. So really appreciate
6 for 23 is not a good 3-point shooting percentage.
No, but by the way, just to bring some relevance and bring it back to my favorite teams, if the Boston Celtics were 6 of 23 in the first half, they would be shooting 40 more 3-pointers in the second half.
And Alabama.
Yes. Very, very interesting topic of conversation there with Alabama. Raf, we will not go much longer because I know you've got obligations. I have to prepare for the weekend coming up, which includes tomorrow morning's show, and then March Madness as a whole and the PFL and all the stuff that we have going on here. When it's all said and done, whether it's betting or it's just the Cinderella stories, I know how hard you work day in and day out, but what is your absolute favorite thing about March Madness? Is it the upsets? Is it the all-day basketball? Is it cashing tickets? What is your favorite part about March Madness?
Oh, for me, it's just all-day basketball. It's all-day storylines. It's that 1-12 seed, that 1-9 seed or something like that. We could see an upset at any moment. We could see a game winner at any moment. So that's what I love It has nothing to do with the gambling because people think I just gamble all day. I wish I could because I'm not allowed to bet at a lot of places because I do consulting work and stuff like that. So it's not like I have 50 bets going on right now, but I just love the number point of view because I tell people I provide the fun that people are doing. I provide the stuff that you like to do when you're betting on DraftKings and stuff like that. I provide that information or provide that new betting prop bet. So that's what I intrigue on it. But how do you not like watching what basketball was? The first game tipped off at what 10 something, and the last one's probably going to end around 11. How do you not like that?
That is my favorite part about March Madness. It's my favorite part about college basketball, honestly. When we have the morning show and we get off the morning show and, there's a game at 10 a.m. and it's like Boston against Lehigh, I'm like, sign me up. I don't care. I don't give a damn what the game is. I just like having, I'll be honest, that's part of what I love about baseball season. Now, we're not going to get 10 a.m. baseball games with the MLB, but those 11:30 Central Time, 12 o'clock Central Time,
Wrigley
especially
Field.
yes, especially the first couple weeks of the regular season as they're trying to get everybody to subscribe, get the packages. Those daytime games, I know one of the favorite words at the brand here are day soccer. But when you can get day and night college basketball, day and night Major League Baseball, it can't be beat. It can't be beat. So I'm right there with you on that. We're going to go for about another 25 minutes. We'll get into seeing. Listen, here's my hope. The Duke Siena game tips off. I always want to say kicks off, but it tips off in about 8 minutes. We're going to go for 15 minutes after the tip off. Let's do it for JG in the chat. Hopefully he becomes a premium member and can join us more consistently. Let's do it for Raphael. In those 15 minutes, Sienna, could you cash the over for us? Could you get some winning tickets here for us? Because that will show you what we do here at the brand. Raph, I don't want to speak for you, but during the football season, doing these shows on a Tuesday night to watch MAC games and Western Michigan and Toledo and some of the games that we were watching, I mean, I love everything we do at the brand, but sometimes these premium shows, they're just so much fun.
I agree because this is my time to shine on maybe teach somebody something different when it comes to the gambling world or when it comes to looking at a number or when it comes to looking at maybe money management or what not to do or what to do. So yeah, I totally agree. This is one of my favorite moments. And it's funny how you said day soccer. When I was in Costa Rica and stuff like that, people were doing pop-up shows. Their pop-up shows for soccer, day soccer it's bananas. It is because you have day soccer every day in soccer, not just Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's every day, Sunday through Saturday. There's always a day soccer somewhere in England, Ireland, Spain, Germany. It's just bananas there.
I don't want to flex too hard, but I just blindly cashed a soccer parlay during the day yesterday. I was just listen. Some days, as you know, some days the ball bounces your way, right? And so I'll never sit here and say, "Oh, I'm a next level capper." That's for you. That's for Coach. That's for Chuck. Big Money Chuck. Chuck Marks, as he's known at the brand. I'm not you guys, but every once in a while, I'm going to get a little louder when the green check marks are on the board. Speaking of yesterday, I do want to ask you, because I'm not just trying to play devil's advocate to all of your opinions, but given this format where you have a lot more flow and rhythm between just the two of us to really talk, you were out on Miami, Ohio, and you were absolutely right that they would not get any higher than an 11 seed, but now they've won. They beat SMU. They bounced back from their early loss in the MAC tournament. How good and how far do you think Miami can go? Can they beat Tennessee?
I'm hoping they are because I do like the story of them going 31-0. Because if they don't beat Tennessee, if they don't get out of the weekend, because people are gonna be, ooh, they won a play-in game. That's still a negative to their narrative. Is that, ooh, they got in a playing game, which I think they got in a playing game for TV ratings. That's the only reason why I think they got put into that, knowing that they're at Dayton. You don't think the Miami, it was, you saw the game, was Miami, Ohio crowd was all over in there. So I think if they beat Tennessee and go to another round, then we're going to remember this almost undefeated team coming into the tournament. But I think they need to beat Tennessee, which I don't think they do. Tennessee got healthy. I can't remember the guy that looks like Kevin Durant. He had a monster, a monster 2 games, even though they lost to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. And as I jumped on the bandwagon for Miami, Ohio this year, the thing I don't like hearing going into the tournament is Travis Steele saying, "Hey, we got to shoot 43s." Yep, I get it. You're one of the best scoring teams in the country this year. That's what actually intrigued me to start liking this team is they weren't just undefeated, they were putting up a ton of points. So if you were on the betting side, yeah, team totals and overs and all of that, like those were fun watching the Miami Redhawks. But this is the NCAA tournament. And if you tell your guys, hey guys, we got to shoot 43s in order to win this game, what if you go over 40?
Yep.
What I mean, at some point, if you start out 0 for 10, I want to think that maybe you changed your game up. And that's what I would like to see from South Florida here. But now they're down 14. So I don't think we're getting the comeback that I desperately freaking need here this afternoon. Yeah, it is just an absolute circus show right now.
Tennessee is so lengthy too. They're really athletic and lengthy. So if like you said, if Miami Ohio is not hitting the three, they're going to be pushed around down and below. They're not going to win the rebound battle, and I think they can get ugly. I mean, the number opened up at 14. Now it's pretty much 11 and a half. So it can be an ugly, ugly, ugly game.
Well, the first watershed moment is coming here for me, Raf, because we got 15:32 left in the second half, and the South Florida Bulls are down 16. Raf, I know it's March Madness and anything can happen, but are we waving the white flag on the Bulls here?
They need to keep it. They need to get it to 10 by the 10-minute mark.
All right, I'm glad you said that because I know a few people who have that like mindset when you're watching games. I am legitimately the worst when it comes to that. I don't care what sport it is. If it's the three that I watch mainly, football, basketball, baseball, I'm always this number deficit by this time frame. And let me tell you where that really sucked, Raph. They're in the NFL season as a Chicago Bears fan this year because I go, if it's 17 at the end of the third quarter, I think we still have a chance.
That doesn't really work for football, though.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It
No.
did this year, but that's how I operate as a fan, and that's why I have anxiety issues. I cry a lot, right? Because I set expectations only for these teams to fail me. So I want to be with you and say 10-point deficit by the 10-minute mark. But damn it, Raf, I think I need to say a 7-point deficit by the 10-minute mark because if it's 10 at 10, I don't think I believe in the Bulls that much to go on a run. But again, we said it to
I
start.
would say maybe if you're looking at it that way, I mean, I would say you need to have it by a touchdown by the fourth quarter.
Yes. Yes. And so now, I mean, we're going to see where this goes, but I don't think we're going to have much luck on the South Florida Bulls, which is going to wipe me completely clean here to start day one of March Madness. And that's fine. We still got picks on the board. We've got one check mark. High Point is at 43 points. They're beating Wisconsin. I'll tell you this, though, Raf. When we're doing shows like this, moving forward, especially if we're going to do these premium shows together, when I'm having these, as the kids like to call it, crash out moments or these sad moments where I know my team is losing, I'm gonna warn you now with JG, Chat Queen, Kimberly, and everybody else in the chat. When I am down and out on a team, if that team miraculously comes back, Raph, shut your phone off. You don't want the text. You don't want the calls. You don't want any of that.
I want to see you. I want to see you cry on the air because your team came back or something like that. You said you. I want to see that.
I'll tell you this. It'll depend on when's. So it happened a lot during the football season. It definitely, I will admit that because of it was in the manner in which the Bears won. But the last time I really cried was when the Celtics won the championship 2 years ago. So it was very nice and fun to see. And I hear a lot of people, how could you be from Chicago and be a Celtics fan? I've got my reasons. One of them being I didn't, and I hate to use this as a cop-out, I was too young to really appreciate the Jordan era. So the only player I could really attach myself to in the Bulls' history was Derrick Rose. And I think it was an absolute failure. It was heartbreaking, and I was disgusted by how it ended from both parties. And I know they're doing right and retiring all that, but I think the way Derrick Rose was treated on his way out definitely soured me towards the Chicago Bulls.
I only cried twice. I cried at the Bartman game because I was there, and I knew why I was crying. And when the Cubs finally won the World Series, I never. I'm a big Bulls fan. Lived in Chicago. Went to a gazillion games. Watched Jordan live. No, I didn't cry when they won a championship because I think my mindset was I have the greatest player in the world. We should win. I think I'd probably cry when we didn't win. But I was working at a sporting goods store when he retired and when he came back, and I remember when the 45 jerseys came out. It never. I mean, we had lines and lines when a new Jordan shoe came out, but I have never seen a crowd wait for us to hang or put the display up for the 45 Jordan jersey. It was nuts.
Yeah, I worked at a sports apparel place in 2016 in Chicago, and let me tell you,
What sport is a good store?
I'd rather not give them any attention. I
Did you
just,
wear did you wear stripes?
no, 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 no. But the amount of stuff I had to deal with. So not only do the Cubs win the World Series for the first time in over 100 years, but the product that, I mean, we had people driving from St. Louis, all over the Midwest, Cleveland, all these district managers, regional managers to help out because I worked at one of the busiest locations. And then the store manager called off not one, not two, but 3 days in a row after the Cubs championship. So guess who was in charge as the full-time assistant? I never wanted to see another piece of apparel for the Cubs World Series for as long as I lived. It got so bad to the point we had boxes of just the locker room T-shirts, and we were just, what size? Boom, we were just pulling them out the box. How do I know it's right? It's coming out of the box. It's literally coming out of the box. And we would have boxes and boxes and boxes being delivered every few hours. So right now, Raf, we've got about 13 minutes or so before we get out of here. Siena is, and I'm done with the Bulls, South Florida Bulls, I guess. They are down 20. Siena 7-3. So we just need 21 points here.
We need 12 by the 10-minute mark.
And there's one. There's one. We got a 3 on the board for Siena. And you know what? Again, I can make up my losses. There are other ways and other spots I can look to capitalize on throughout the day. But I want you, Raf, and I want JG, and I want anyone who may have tailed you for the for the Siena team total. I want that to hit for you guys. So, yeah, this South Florida is dead to me. I actually have been to South Florida. I never want to go back. I hate everything about South Florida now.
Another 3 just went in.
Are you ahead of me, or are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I think I'm ahead of you, and I think I'm ahead of you on this game. You were ahead of me the last game. That's weird.
Are you in the Siena game?
Yeah,
What is your time at right now?
I'm at 17:36. It's 10-6.
Oh, I'm 30 seconds ahead of you.
Oh, you're still ahead of me?
Yeah, I'm 30. I'm at 17:06. So
Okay,
we
you're
got
ahead of me.
we got something cooking there. I have absolutely nothing cooking anymore. Actually, I'm so bad right now, Raf. I just opened up my sports book and it just laughed at me. I don't even know how that's possible. It just said, "You idiot." So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wipe the slate clean, and the remains of what I have left, which again, as I've just said, have nothing really that I don't have an extraordinary amount. I play with nickels and dimes, so to speak. Just cleaned it out, and we put it all on High Point right now. High Point on the money line against Wisconsin. You can shake your head all you want, Raf, but
You're
I
going
can't.
against my second half play. I have Wisconsin second half.
They can. Oh no, I guess they can't win the second half. And I was trying to create a middle sandwich here, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. But it does look like
You can maybe live bet it. What's the live number right now? They're still 7.5.
yeah. And as you know, I picked both South Florida and High Point to cover. That's not happening. All right, 16-11. We've got 10 minutes to go. in our broadcast, and I think we got a foul. Like, this is when we talk about sweat alerts, Raf. This is a true sweat because we're not sweating the Bengals and the Ravens over 45 in the second quarter, right? Like, this is Sienna Duke, and this is a very smart play, and this is why I love having a guy like you on our team. Even though I got here later than everybody else. But I love the opportunity to work with you because only you would find these kind of bets and then find the research and the purpose behind these kind of plays. And I'm here for it now. I'm bought in. What is, I know JG is at 24 and a half.
Yeah, I have 23 and a half.
23 and a half. So we're going for 25. I think we're just going for 25. We're at 8 with 16 minutes to go. It feels crazy that we're even rooting for this, to be honest with you. Like,
I know. So watching this game, they're so out talented in this one. It's just, it's like so bad how Sienna looks like. Sienna looks like they're D3, and Duke looks like they're the Boston Celtics. I'll use your reference, right?
And the problem is for Sienna too, right? Like, Jerry McNamara is their coach. Actually, I believe Syracuse did hire a new coach already, but his name his name was brought up as somebody that they should be looking into. Well, if you get blown out by 40, I think you take your name out of the consideration. Yeah. But that is the tournament. Actually, I guess not. According to my search here, they have not named a permanent coach yet. So we'll see what happens. But right now, Raf, we've got 10-10. We're about to have 12-10. We're halfway there. We're halfway there with 8 minutes to go. The game clock says 15, but our time clock says 8. So we're going to see if
Duke needs a timeout, baby. They need a timeout, baby.
South Florida absolutely dead to me. High Point down 6 with 15 minutes to go. I'm not worried about
live numbers 24 and a half now. You want to jump on Duke right now? Their live numbers 24 and a half.
Like spread?
Yeah.
We can't be talking about team totals and then you're saying, I mean, if you're telling me Duke's team total was 25, I mean, that was...
No, I'm just... But it's funny, now the live total is 144 and a half.
So it's going up.
Yeah, so it's going up. I mean, the total opened up at 136. So now they're expecting a high, and which we need. Hey, I'm doing backflips in my head that we have 12 points and we're still at the 14 mark.
I'm with you. It pays to watch live. We educate, we entertain, and sometimes these premium pop-up shows, like I said, they'll take care of themselves. High Point right now, though, with 14 minutes to go, down by 4. They've got 48 points. I've got the over 76.5, so I'm going to need some points here.
Yes.
I am going to need them to really turn it around. I am not worried about Arkansas.
This is how bad I hate this USF game. I'm actually putting spring training baseball on at one of my TVs.
You know you're a bad team when you make Raf turn off the round of 64. All right, South Florida Bulls. I'm looking right into the camera. I'm talking to you guys. You guys are the reason spring training, not even the World Baseball Classic, spring training. And you know what, Raf? I don't even want you to tell me. I want to guess. So give me a moment here. I'm going to guess. I'm going to bring up the live scoreboard right now. All right. I'm going to say you pulled up the Cardinals and Nationals game.
You are correct.
Am I really?
Yes, you are.
I mean, can we got to, we got to get it. Right. That is damn right. Is there any specific reason? I think I know the reason, but is there any specific reason?
Going through the chat, and that was the first game I saw.
I thought it's because you have family around St. Louis.
Nope.
All right, well, you know what?
That's the first game I saw. I'm like, I am done with the Bulls of South Florida.
Well, don't let facts get in the way of a good story, Raphael. All right, we've got about 5 minutes left. I don't think we're going to have enough time to stay around and see if Sienna cashes this because we are in a TV timeout. But hopefully we leave you guys in good shape. High Point, I am begging you guys, down by 5. I'm not asking for much. And here's the problem. Like, we talked about multi-view and watching all 4 games at once and having a good time. I'm also the guy that once there's a sweat alert, I just go full screen. I just go full screen, and I don't have multiple. I mean, I do have multiple monitors in my studio here, but I don't have multiple TVs like you do. So what I'll do is I'll take 4 games and put them on in the other room, and I'll just go back and forth, and I'll just walk back. I'll have 1 game full screen, and I'll have another TV playing the other 4 games. At least that's what I did during football season. So the game is back. We've got about 5 minutes here before we get out of here. We'll see what kind of run, if any, Sienna can go on here over the next 5 minutes, and then we will cut it.
If people are wondering what I have on, I have the South Florida game on. So on my smaller TV, I have the Cardinals game on. I have the other 2 basketball games, and I have the stock market on the other one.
Very interesting. I've never known anything about the stock market. I never will. I have zero interest. I have family who have worked in the stock market, but I am I'm good. I'm good. I want zero. And that's why a lot of some of the new wave stuff that's coming out into the sports world confuses me. Maybe one day I'll take the Raphael class of stock markets, and maybe just maybe I'll get a text back moving forward. But we are nearly halfway there for the Sienna team with 14. I mean, I've got to put a high level of confidence on this play right now.
I mean, it's 12-12 for a team that. If you're a Duke better right now, or how do you feel about that guy that has a Duke money line ticket right now?
I love it. I hope he's sweating. I hope he is sweating. But I also know somebody who's making that kind of bet has enough money to shut me up and laugh at me while drowning their sorrows over the most expensive bottle that they can find as well. So if you have it, I guess flaunt it, right? Yep. All right, we've got a game between High Point and Wisconsin. And if you remember, Raf, I did say that this was the game I really liked the most when it came to 12-5 upsets. I'm going to just stop talking because every time I think High Point's about to grab momentum, they don't. So it's a 3-point.
And what I tell you, the closer the game, the more points we'll see from High Point.
This is very true. I don't know. Real quick, I'm gonna end with this, and then I'm gonna leave the floor to you. I want to first and foremost thank every single one of you who joined us, from Lady C, Chat Queen, Kimberly, Bruce, who's always here, all you guys that are premium members, who thank you very much. JG, again, please feel free. Join us. We're going to do more of these with March Madness. The only reason we're not doing one tomorrow is I've got another obligation as well. So as the tournament goes on, we will do more premium pop-ups. Rafael, I don't want to speak for you, but baseball season right around the corner. There is no, I don't think, better time to do some afternoon or nighttime pop-ups than with baseball season right around the corner. We're going to have basketball playoffs, hockey playoffs. We've got so much coming up. For $7 a month, you can cash tickets with us. And who knows? Maybe yours truly can do just enough to pull old Coach into one of these shows. We'll see. We'll see what happens. He's a very busy guy.
What do you think he joins? What do you think he jumps on first? Our pop-up or the last word?
I need odds on that tomorrow. And honestly, he's not watching right now. So I think we just.
He's not watching right now.
I know. I think tomorrow, we'll talk off air. But I think tomorrow, if you can make those odds, we will during our good mornings tomorrow. I may drop that on my pick screen, and we will just we'll set it up for.
I'll send you the odds to you and producer man, and you guys can do whatever you want with it.
I love it. But here's what I wanted to end on. South Florida got an and one about 90 seconds ago, and the dude is flexing. All right, this is March Madness, and I want everyone out there to go back to Wednesday's show when I talked about, in our rant segment, I talked about passion. And passion in sports is very good. Don't show passion when you're down 18 when you've sucked all game. You're not flexing on anybody. You're going to be that guy that people make fun of 10 years from now. Hey, were you that guy who hit the and one when your team was down 20 and you flexed? Oh, yeah, that was me. like, yes, I love the fact that this team still cares and there is 9 minutes to go and crazier things have happened, but at least make it a 10-point game before you start flexing, before you start having energy, before you start believing in yourself. At least make us believe in you guys. So on that note, I'm done with you, South Florida. Let's go High Point. Raphael, the floor is yours.
Well, Kimberly says I don't see him joining the last word anytime soon. Kimberly, if anyone can get him anytime soon, is Gabby. Because she's the best trash talker, and I think she can maybe pull him in to maybe make a comment or a sneak attack. So I would say Gabby, but I'm thinking in my head, and the odds are, I think, a little bit closer than I originally thought as I'm putting scenarios in my head. But I think Gabby can pull him in one day. I'm not saying him that before our show, but it's gonna be very interesting.
All right, so let's do two. I'm gonna have you do two props. Which show does he come on first? And the amount over under 3 weeks before he makes an appearance.
For either show or just
For either show. For either show.
Okay.
I think when he sees I have 4 plays tomorrow, he's gonna be like, "What the hell is going on?" I think we've got something here. So Raphael, thank you very much. Everyone can follow him. Where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on X at VSI.Sports. You can find me on Instagram at Rafael Esparza. Hopefully, I'll be able to do more videos coming up now that March Madness is over. I'm going to do a gas price video that I have odds out and stuff like that I always tag all the brands. So keep an eye out for some cool, fun stuff that I'll be doing.
JG and who was our other new member who joined us? Rich. Thank you guys for joining us again. You guys, $7 a month. We're gonna do premium. I think for now we're gonna do a few freebies for you guys just to get the momentum rolling. Then we're gonna roll into our premium content. Chat Queen Kimberly, you are great as always. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family during all that you have had to endure over the past week. And if you can help spread the word on our premium pop-ups as well, it would be so greatly appreciated. My loudmouth dog just made me mad by barking in the middle of my rant and my goodbyes. So for Raphael, and big thank you to Coach who is letting us use this platform to educate, entertain, and have a good time with you all, and doing it all for you guys. If you guys have not heard on the BTT side, the 2 count just debuted this week with the coach and JD from New York. It's been an amazing show. The numbers have skyrocketed. Today, there was an episode of the Coaching Bro on the BTT Studio channel. Make sure to go and check that out. And you've got the last word with Raphael, Big Tommy C, and Gabby every Monday night after Monday Night Raw. And then you've got us over here on Coaching Company on the sports side. So we've got you covered in the world of sports and entertainment. So for Raphael, I'm Mike Pendleton. Thank you to all of you who joined us. Thank you to Coach for allowing us to have this platform. We will see you hopefully within the next few days right here on Coaching Company.